Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer on Spanish C clauses.
Yeah, let's go ahead and crack the code on these if clauses so you can actually start making real weekend plans or, daydreaming in Spanish.
So today, we have 3 quick goals. First up, you'll learn how to instantly spot the difference between realistic situations and totally unlikely ones.
Right. Second, we're going to show you exactly how to pair your verb tenses correctly so you honestly sound like a pro.
And finally, you'll be able to build your own rock-solid sentences without second-guessing yourself. All right, jumping right into the core grammar rules. Let's figure out how these clauses actually work in the wild. So the big secret here is that C clauses are basically just 2-part sentences. You've got the C or if condition, and then the result. And the tense you use, well, that depends entirely on how realistic the situation actually is.
Exactly. So let's look at category 1. This is your go-to for possible, likely, real-world situations. Because they're grounded in reality, we just stay in the regular indicative mood. You always start with C plus the present tense. But your result, that can take 3 different forms. You could use the present tense, like, si quieres, podemos ir a la playa ahora. If you want, we can go to the beach now. You can also use the future tense, si puedo, iré contigo. If I can, I will go with you. Or you can even use a command, si terminas pronto, ven a recogerme. If you finish early, come pick me up. The main takeaway here is that all of these are completely realistic possibilities.
Now, things get really interesting when we step into category 2. This is the realm of the unlikely, the hypothetical, or the straight-up contrary to fact. For these, you're going to pair C plus the imperfect subjunctive with the conditional tense for your result. For example, si estudiaran, aprobarían el examen, meaning if they studied, they would pass, which, heavily implies they're definitely not studying right now.
Exactly. Oh, and just a really quick aside, there actually is a third category for impossible past situations, like if I had known, but we're keeping our focus strictly on categories 1 and 2 for this explainer.
So you might be wondering, how do you actually know which category to use in the moment? It all boils down to the ultimate gut check question, real versus not real. Just ask yourself, is this condition realistic? Could it actually happen? If yes, boom, category 1.
But if it's hypothetical, highly unlikely, or just flat out not true right now, you're in category 2 territory. Are we talking about studying for a test tomorrow or finding a literal unicorn? Answering that one simple question determines your entire tense pairing.
Okay, let's talk about avoiding common mistakes. We want to help you dodge a few classic pitfalls before they even happen. Here is a massive one: tense mixing. Check out this mistake right here. Si tengo tiempo, iré al gimnasio. Oh yeah, no, that is a total no-go. The correct version is absolutely, si tengo tiempo, iré al gimnasio. See, because tengo is present tense, it immediately signals a realistic category 1 condition. You can't just randomly switch the conditional iría, because that belongs strictly to category 2. Don't mix and match.
Right. Okay, here's another common slip-up. Si estudia más, sacaría mejores notas. Using the present subjunctive, estudie, here is just completely incorrect. Exactly. To fix this, you absolutely need the imperfect subjunctive. It has to be si estudiara más, sacaría mejores notas. That conditional sacaría at the end, it demands its partner, the category 2 imperfect subjunctive.
Moving on to memory tricks and examples. Let's give you a couple of mental cheat codes to really lock this in.
Obviously, our absolute favorite trick is always asking that real versus not real question. But if you need a structural hint, just remember this catchy rule. Ará and ría go together. The imperfect subjunctive ará ending and the conditional ría ending practically rhyme. They match, and they always travel as a pair for category 2.
I literally love that one. And for category 1, an easy rule of thumb is present stays with present-ish. If your C clause is present tense, your result stays in that present family. So present, future, or a command. Just never jump to the conditional.
Let's actually hear these in action. First up, category 1. Si llueve, nos quedamos en casa. If it rains, we stay home.
And another category 1, si terminas la tarea, podrás salir con tus amigos. If you finish the homework, you will be able to go out. Notice how grounded in reality those are?
Totally. Now for category 2, listen closely for the shift. Si tuviera más tiempo, aprendería a tocar la guitarra.
And si ella supiera la verdad, estaría muy enojada. You can literally hear those matching tuviera and aprendería sounds linking up.
All right, into real life and practice. Let's step away from the grammar charts for a second and see how native speakers actually use these in everyday conversation. Picture this.
Scene 1, making weekend plans. I'll start.
¿Se hace buen tiempo este sábado? ¿Quieres ir de excursión?
Claro, si vamos temprano podemos evitar el calor.
So notice how we're using the present tense there? It completely grounds our conversation in a realistic possibility. We might actually go hiking.
Exactly. But watch what happens in scene 2 when we're just dreaming about the future. Si ganaras la lotería, ¿qué harías primero?
Si tuviera todo ese dinero, viajaría por Asia y ayudaría a mi familia.
See the difference? By using the imperfect subjunctive and the conditional, we instantly signal to each other that this is just a hypothetical daydream. No one's actually winning the lottery today.
Okay, it is your turn now. Let's do some mini practice together. Choose the correct tense to fill in the blank. Si blank tiempo, te ayudaré con la tarea. You need a form of the verb tener. Take a second to think about it. Got it? The answer is tengo. And why? Because the result, ayudaré, is in the future tense. This is a totally realistic Category 1 scenario.
Okay, next question. Si yo, blank presidente, cambiaría muchas leyes. We need a form of ser here. What do you guys think?
It's fuera. That conditional cambiaría at the end gives it completely away. It demands the Category 2 imperfect subjunctive because, well, it's a massive hypothetical.
Okay, last practice question. Can you explain the actual difference in meaning between si estudio, aprobaré el examen, and si estudiara, aprobaría el examen? Oh, this brilliantly illustrates everything we've talked about today. The first one is a real possibility. The person might actually sit down and study. But the second one? That's contrary to fact. It heavily implies that they are definitely not studying right now, looking at you guys.
All right, we are at the finish line. Quick summary recap time to lock all this amazing information in.
To wrap this up, C clauses simply pair a condition with a result. That's the whole shebang.
Right. And category 1 is for those possible, likely situations. It uses the indicative mood, present paired with present, future, or a command.
Category 2 is for your unlikely daydream situations. It always pairs the imperfect subjunctive with the conditional.
And honestly, the most important takeaway, before you build any sentence, always run that test. Ask yourself, is it real or not real?
Answer that, and the rest literally falls right into place. So we'll leave you with this thought to ponder. Si tuvieras $1,000,000, ¿qué harías hoy? Let that hypothetical sink in. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and keep practicing those C clauses.